What's good, YouTube? Let's play some high stakes. Boom! Let's go with another game versus Limitless. Again, playing on 5K Turbo. Heads up Single on PokerStars. I hope it's gonna be interesting. I see that we got video starting early in the game, super early. This is very first hand, but I fired recording in a situation where I actually fired a free bet. Was a little bit late here, and then the action started on the flop. I'm gonna turn on the video right now. Obviously gonna c-bet that board. I like my bet size 125 as fairly standard, and we got his whole cards, pocket fives. I would call here once for sure. Alright, and that King X is really decent barreling card for me, although it's gonna be super hard for him to continue. Okay, so right now, given the fact that I see exactly that he got pocket fives, obviously I'd rather bet smaller, but still, I think that let's get into his head right now. A lot of the time, Reg is gonna perceive that King X as a good barreling card for me, which obviously gonna be correct. If that's the case, I'm willing to increase size of my bet to look like I'm trying to barrel super hard over there. And I think it's gonna work in a lot of cases, but with hand as weak as pocket fives over there, obviously my bet size wasn't changing anything. I think I would see a fold regardless of a bet size pretty much. A bit nitty fold over there with 6-5. But it's borderline-ish, I would say. It definitely can't be bad. Six and 4 against pocket freeze. Nice little board for us. Definitely gonna bump here. I mean, it's not the greatest board in the world, but hey, pair is a pair. And a heads up, no limit hold'em. Can't ask for more. I see myself checking here. Betting doesn't accomplish pretty much anything. Okay. And it's gonna go check, and we're gonna take it down. I don't think this is necessarily a spot where he should turn his pocket freeze into a bluff. So on his end, hand was played really in a standard way, I would say. Defending Queen 7 versus open here. Again, super standard. I'm definitely gonna check call versus that bet size. The question is, should I go ahead and raise over there? But I think I will do something naughty here. Don't check. Don't bet that small. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like from range point of view, I can represent pretty much all combination of straights with given his bet size on the turn, I can easily have hands like 7-9, 7-4, obviously. I don't have that many 5x's in my range, which is a problem. But then again, I don't have also that many bluffs. I got only spades that are playing this way as a bluff, and maybe from time to time I would turn 6x into a bluff like this. Although I'm not certain. So I like my bluff. Not sure if it went through or not, but I think it's pretty solid. Okay. Again, running fairly hot here. Binking pair on that structure. Obviously gonna be really juicy for us. I don't see him running away from a check raise, and I'm willing to check raise more often than not, probably. With kicker as strong as King X, backdoor hearts. I'd like to keep a lot of his hands still in, especially given the factor that I got hearts. So for that reason, gonna check here. I don't think that betting achieves again too much. Check call gonna be super standard right now. Don't raise. Don't do anything goofy. Okay. And I think we'll see a showdown unless Limitless will turn his 5x into a bluff and take my money. Olympic 97 and banking all good 2 pairs. I don't think he'll raise here, so we will see a turn like this probably. Ooh, sneaky check. Sneaky check by me, and I'm getting insta-punished for that. So yeah, like what's exactly my reasoning for checking over there on turn? Limitless is good enough player to understand what's going on, obviously. Like, if I'll bet, I represent a bunch of straights, right? And a lot of his range gonna basically fold correctly, and it's like I'm turning my 2 pairs into a bluff in a situation where it's not necessarily too good. I'd rather leave his weakish part of his range, like 1 pair kind of a hands, check, and tell a story like basically, hey, I don't have a straight, I check, and then let him fire and turn his 1 pair kind of a hands into a bluff on the river. I think this is this thought process gonna work a lot of the time, and I still like my play. And here he just fired super small bet on the river. I don't see myself running away, and yeah, just stationed it with 2 pairs, which I, to be honest, don't mind. Okay, that's definitely our board. Gonna fire here. I would fire a lot of air for sure on the structure, so definitely gonna fire my straights and taking this one down. No action, unfortunately. Okay, looks like I'm gonna stab and take it down unless Limitless will go ahead and do something naughty versus us. Fold. Alright. I cannot continue, unfortunately, versus a C-bet here. Although versus such a small one, maybe I could pick one time. No, don't raise, don't sputum. Okay, I like that fold. Honestly, it was super solid on my part. And yeah, definitely don't mind it. Sorry about that beeping, guys. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but recording have the beeping recorded because I had a Skype turned on during that game. So sorry if that's annoying. I hope it's not. Checky checkster here on the structure with mid pair. Sure, that's gonna be alright. 140. I definitely see myself calling and repping a lot of 10x's basically on the river, because I don't think that basically he have a tons of 10x's in his range. I can have them. I can have a lot of 2 pairs right now also play this way. So calling gonna be definitely alright. Also, I'm good versus his air that gonna stab once and give up rivers if he will decide to do so. Definitely don't mind my call over there. Interesting river, super interesting one. If you'll bet small, I think I'm gonna be tempted to jam 186, but the stack size is like, I'm gonna pause the video for a second. The stack size is like so goofy that I do believe that at this point he's just gonna bet call all his 2 pairs. Obviously in this scenario he get a straight and he's gonna be calling it off anyway. So yeah, I hope I'm gonna run away. I didn't remember this hand. You see, this is where unsolid calls on turn get you. I honestly hope I'm gonna fold here. Let's play the video. Fold. Okay, you can see that I was considering the raise here. But yeah, okay. That is a solid one. Raisey daisy with 8 and 10 on the small blind. I think we won't see a flop in this one. Alright. Fair enough, fair enough. Ace queen is definitely good enough to go ahead and jam pre-flop. Calling, sure, nice little board for us. 44, and right now, you can argue about a couple of plays here. Actually, you get a decision between either calling or going for a check raise. I personally think that versus that bet size, I'd rather keep all the wickish hands in his range still. I'm not afraid of clubs. Obviously, club is great. 6x is decent. King X is great card. He's gonna be barreling it also. So definitely calling here gonna be a little bit better versus aggressive opponents. If you're playing versus someone a little bit more passive, then raising here gonna be a way to go in my head. But versus the aggro ones, like Dr. Limitless, you definitely need to strengthen your calling ranges in spots like this. Definitely not folding. Eight is necessarily not the best card for my range for sure. Couple of his combos definitely gonna get there. That if he would be barreling like 8-7, yeah, not too many combos actually. But yeah, I snap folded. I just don't think that, especially on that 3x, he's gonna be bluffing enough, and then just insta jam river to be a hero in that spot basically. Oops, someone get kicker problems. Let's see how the situation gonna develop here. Okay, super decent board for us, obviously. going for a smaller stab on the flop, just trying to expand his calling range as much as possible with hand as strong as 2 pairs. Sometimes we'll induce light check raises, which is also obviously beneficial for us. And bombing on turn, I don't see any other way to play this hand. Overbet actually would be really interesting in here. There's a bunch of draws, and the only thing that would be awkward is stack size. SPR on the river, which stands for stack to pot ratio, gonna be awkward to say at least. So I like the bet size that I went for. Maybe you should go slightly bigger, like slightly bigger. And King X. Right now, we get an option. He can either go ahead and fire with all-in bet size, or go ahead and try to maybe induce him sometimes with hands like Jack 10 to turn them into a bluff versus smallish bet. What's gonna be best play in here? I think that in game I jammed here, but right now, looking from a perspective, again, I don't think that I'm results oriented, but I'm just, you know, going and trying to analyze that spot to best of my abilities. So I think that the most optimal way versus good thinking players here is to go ahead and bet smallish and call off check jams. Sounds like way to go to me. But unfortunately, in game, I do think that I jammed here. And he got rather easy fold. Like, if I would have to point out bluffs that I might have here, what I'm gonna bluff like this with? Let me think about it. Like, definitely hearts. Sure, I could play hearts like this. I could play clubs like this. That makes sense. I could play hands like 6-3, Ace-3, Ace-4 like this. I get couple of bluffs. That's for sure. That's for sure. So maybe that's not super terrible play. Right now, I still like non-all-in bet size a little bit better, because Limitless is crafty enough to go ahead and turn pairs into a bluff over there. The less capable your opponent is, the more I like the jam over there. But when you're playing versus someone capable and crafty and someone who understands ranges and is capable of bluffing a bunch in these spots, betting small and calling it off gonna be a way to go in my head. Jack and the 9. I'm definitely gonna call and lamped pot here. Looks super loose, but on the other hand, given how Limitless was playing in the heads up, I don't think that he got tremendous amount of ace X's in his range. And me calling here looks like I got 10 X's, 4 X's, which I'm probably not gonna fold too often. And on runouts like this, I can basically try to bluff from time to time. Right now, I was obviously value betting. 5 and the 6. Trying to see a flop cheaply. Not gonna happen. Deuce ball and the 7 ball. Alright, let's see how it's gonna play. Check. Checking on turn is like super mandatory thing. I don't think that I will ever fold 10 X's, 6 X's, Queen X's. So yeah, I think I could fold actually King 9, but King 9 and Jack 8 would be the only hands that I could possibly fold out. Maybe 9-7. Yeah, and that's it. I also block 9-7. But right now, I'd love to see myself betting here. I I definitely get ace X's in my range that's gonna play this way. So betting anywhere from 105 to 145 gonna be great. 95 looks like I'm targeting precisely his 6x's and 10x's with a smallish bet size. Putting that fake thin value bets works a lot when you're playing versus regulars, and also you're running away with your bluffs when you're gonna get called cheaply. And that worked in this situation. Betting versus checking, huh? Majority part of the time I would basically bet here, but then again, when you're playing versus someone as good at Limitless, I know I said it a couple of times, but this is the only way I can actually express it. When you're playing versus someone as good, I think you need to under-rep your good good flash draws in situations like this. It's fairly obvious from his point of view that I don't have ace of spades, right? If I check here, I don't have too many queen x and jack x of spades also, which if I'm gonna bank my outs, my flash outs on turns or rivers, I have really hidden hand, which can do some damage. That's the main reason to go ahead and check over there. And right now, betting for actually, I would say 2 reasons. One reason is more of a protection bet, betting queen high over there than anything else. And second one is to build up the pot just slightly if I'm gonna bank my either queen or spade. I think this mix of the reasoning makes sense over there. And boom. Okay, so I have all 2 pair combos in the world in my range. I think everyone can agree. I don't have too many king x's. I would bet them on the flop, but I get hands like 9-10, 9-8, 9. It was limped pot, so I have 8-5. Pretty much all of 2 pair combos right now. I have all the goofy ones like 6-7, jack-7, queen jack. Sure, I'm gonna have it also played like this. Yeah, my value range is rather huge, so definitely like that bet. Definitely like that bet. I also like the bet size. But boom, the wizard in the building, reading me like a book, and he's correct in this very hand. But still, I would argue that range-wise here, my bet gonna be good majority part of the time, and him catching my bluff and in that hand, not gonna be optimal. But these are the things that in a heads up, builds up everything. Like sometimes you just get a feeling based on the timing, based on some weird thing that you can feel. Yeah, like you can touch it almost, and you know that you're right. I think Limitless got that magic touch, obviously, and he used it against me, which is unfortunate. Going for a check and the call on the flop, really standard on my part. Whoa! 2, 4, and 6. Okay, so what do I think about this play right now? I think that if Victor is betting here on that turn, he can pick a bunch of better hands to bluff that get a little bit more equity, like 1 diamond hands, 10x kind of a hands, etc. If he's putting hands as weak as 5-4 on that run out in his barreling mode, then he gonna be over bluffing actually. Yep. So I think that give up on his part would be super solid over there, to be honest. I have no other option on the turn, but just go ahead and call versus that slightly above pot size bet. Still, it's top pair, and as I mentioned, he gonna bluff with all 1 diamond hands, 10 X's, etc. He will bet like this also a lot of his value, so that's an issue. And right now, I do remember this one, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm not gonna tell you. I folded like a nut bitch, as you can see. The reason is that, as I mentioned, 10x has gotten there. He will play all his 2 pairs like this. Also, it's really tough spot for me to go ahead and call. But again, I think that he can pick way better hands to bet on turns over there, basically. But he got me once again, second pot in a row. 9 and the deuce. Let's try to do some damage right now. I didn't saw endgame. I think he didn't show cards, you know. Bet, don't check. Eight ball. You could argue that if I will bet, I can fold out like 1 pair kind of a hands. But I think that he won just like 2 pots in a row, and for that reason, he's gonna be a little bit more sticky, more in a calling mood, hero calling mood. This is one of these game flow things that you can defend your nittiness on turns, I would say. I kinda like that give up, to be honest, particularly given the fact that like game flow wise, basically. And I would turn that 5x into a bluff, basically, if I would. Nice, nice. Okay, really well played on his part. I had air also, obviously wouldn't change the hand, but if I would have 10 X's, for example, it would make my life miserable. That fast big bet size bet. Really well played by him. I think I will just go to a showdown here, which I don't necessarily love, but again, I can't rep too many king x's, which sucks. Turning queen x into a bluff over there, given again the dynamic, I don't also like it, so being solid and going over there to a showdown vil with queen high, again, like my decision. Damn, boys, I gotta tell you, I wasn't necessarily spewing in that game too much, which doesn't happen too often, you know. I like to spew here and there. And checking on the river, sure. Maybe I should go ahead and fire fin value bet over there, like 105. But on the other hand, I didn't want to get myself into a trouble situation where he can easily understand what I'm doing and he'll just put a huge raise in my face. But making it like 105 and calling it off? Damn. Damn, I like it. To be honest with you guys, I like it. That should be a play versus Dr. Limitless here. Ooh, ballsy, stick it in with 6 and an 8 suited at 15 bigs. And from muff point of view, it's gonna be super correct jam, obviously. I'm playing 100% on small blind. Limitless is playing 100%. So, as I mentioned, super good muff jam. Jack 3 versus Jack 3. Who gonna take it down? Looks like no one want to participate. Oh, I want to participate with Jack High. I think okay. Ace and the 10 versus ace and the 5, and I think that's gonna be it. So I won this one also? Nah, I won? I didn't know. I won this game before, that's for sure. Hold! Okay, that makes sense right now. That makes sense for me to lose. That's how I remembered it, actually. So, boom, that's the scene. All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed another game with Limitless. Let me know in comments what you would like to see next in a series playing versus Legends. It's been a pleasure to comment this one. Again, GG, Victor. You're a sicko. You're a sick puppy, you know. Peace. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Later. Bye-bye.